teammates or anybody like that that's kind of told you what it's about? Who are some of those guys?
I would say my junior year in high school, just watching them and, just seeing how physical that game was and, just hearing Coach Kirby Smart talk about it, in press and, because he was a part of the team, he's played against them, he's lost to them, he's beat them. So, it's a big game for him just because of, it's like a legacy to him because that keep going because he's played in it, now he's able to coach it. So I think that's a big step for him and, it takes it to the field for us, just to play for him.
Yeah, Broderick. You started last year against Georgia Tech, but obviously you started every game at left tackle this year. In the years since then, where do you think you've grown the most as a player?
Probably the run game, just being more physical, finishing blocks. And I would say in the past game, just being able to strike and keep my head out and not throwing my body around as much.
Coach Smart was in here a moment ago talking about Coach Monk, and he's up for Assistant Coach of the Year. And one of the things we see from you guys is like an NFL style of offense. It literally looks like you can go to a lot of different plays and blocking. I mean, how tough is it to keep all that in your mind and be ready to just shift into so many different sorts of protections or leverages at the line of scrimmage?
Just being able to come in and learn from the guys in front of me and just being able to take the coaching one step at a time, and just taking it with a grain of salt, because the game plans are immaculate. I trust the game plans, I just try and get my all to it. I trust Coach Monk's call, at the end of the day. He is a great offensive coordinator and his game plan is always prepared and, we just try and execute it to the best of our ability.
Are there times, following up on that, are there times when Stetson will call something, you'll kind of already see it like, oh yeah, I knew this was coming. Yeah. I see where we got the lever. What's that feeling like knowing you got that upper hand on every snap?
It's just a good feeling for me to just know that I'm able to look at the calls and know what play is being ran before Stetson even tells us. So, sometimes I might go ahead and communicate it to say like what play it is so he'll know. Already be trying to figure out the IDs and the points before Stet even come up. So, it save time for the clock for Stet to see everything, the pressures that may come or anything that may come off, like as a pressure or a cat or a linebacker plug, anything, it just gives him a little bit of extra time, to see everything and call it out.
Broderick, when we were talking to Coach Smart, he talked about the Georgia Tech defense and they create a lot of havoc. What sort of stands out to you about the way they attack and some of the challenges they're going to present?
They're just a physical football team, like watching them on film, you can just tell like they play with a passion. So you just got to be able to match their energy and just play to the best of your ability. Cut out on the mental errors and just play football. Like you really don't want to overthink it too much. Because like once you start thinking, then that's when things are bound to go wrong. So, you just try and go in and play the best that you can. Do your job. Don't try and do too much at one time, and just stick to the game plan.
It's gonna be a senior day for 25 or so seniors on Saturday. How much of a motivation for you guys who aren't seniors is that, wanting them to go out on a winning note? And I guess ultimately you might have some decisions to make after the season. Have you contemplated at all any of that?
Yes, sir. Coach Kirby Smart, that was one of the things he talked about on Monday. just sending the seniors off right. So like in practice we've been going hard every day. Just like it's our last game. We just trying to take it and just compete every day. Like the scout team gives us a great look every week, and this week since it's Georgia Tech, the seniors' last home game, we're trying to, ramp it up a little bit just to make sure we have everything in order to send them off the right way.
What about yourself? Have you contemplated your future beyond this year?
And I really don't know. I'm just taking it one game at a time, trying to see how the rest of the season goes, and then, hopefully make a decision at the end of the year. So.
Broderick, the red zone issues that you guys had in terms of punching it in there last game, from an offensive line perspective, what are you guys working on to
we just gotta be more physical. You know, like when they know we got to run the ball and we know we got to run the ball, we just gotta dominate. That's the end of it. You know, we just gotta out physical, out muscle them, and just be able to get what we need. And we have a great offensive line. We're capable of doing it. But I just feel like it's just be some mental error sometimes. And it's not one person. I put it on all of us. So we just gotta look at ourselves, look in the mirror, and just man up.
So back on the seniors a bit, kind of how much have they meant to you guys, to some underclassmen as well, and how much has their work ethic led into what you guys do in these days?
Man, the seniors, just when I was coming in, like they were still like in my shoes how I am now. So like some of them, so like I just the way I've seen multiple people grow like in their positions, like it's just crazy because you don't think like it go by so fast. Like you don't know really like it's fly. Like I can't explain it. Like it just goes so fast. You can't think about what's going on. You just gotta take it day by day, and the days go by so fast because the day like your whole day is already full. By the time you go to sleep and wake up and eat, you right back up here. So we just take it day by day, and they. Just being able to watch them grow, it makes me feel good because I know one day I want to be in their shoes, and just being able to help the underclassmen, help them grow into a better football player, a better person off the field, and so I just look at it like that and just take it day by day. So. But they have a big impact on me too as well. So.
You were asked earlier about the red zone offense. Going back to the Kentucky game, what sort of stood out to you from the offensive line perspective? What was sort of the issue in some of the
Can you ask
situations?
a question again?
Yeah, with the red zone offense, like you were asked a few minutes ago, from the offensive line perspective, what do you think the biggest issue was in that Kentucky game?
I really couldn't even tell you because there's so much going on, like timeouts to trying to figure out which play you want to run to getting out there and just making IDs and points and just figuring out where everybody's going, like communicating down the whole line to make sure everybody knows and make sure everybody's on the same page. I believe that's all it was. Just probably it wasn't nothing technical, really nothing too major, just miscommunication.
You just said the scout team has given you guys great looks. Have you gone up against Jalen Walker and Marvin Jones in practice a lot? And if so, where have they grown the most throughout the season?
Jalen Walker, man, he reminds me of like an Adam Anderson getting off the ball. He's just so quick. And Marvin, he, both of them are great players, but you know how it is coming in, like I was coming in thinking I was gonna play, sent me right to scout team. But it's great. It's actually like a learning experience though because you're going against the best players, like you're going against the number ones, like all the time. So you have no choice but to get better day by day. So we just, like me when I was on scout team, I just looked at it like that, just trying to be the best I can be so I can work towards a bigger goal. But they're great players, Marvin, he comes in, works every day. He has great size, great ability. Jalen, he's probably not as tall, but he packs a punch. So you better be prepared when you go against him.
You talked before about it's nameless, faceless opponent who you're matching up against, and you talked about playing against great players. Where's your confidence level right now in yourself as a player in terms of it doesn't matter who I'm playing against, I know I'm going to be able to get the best of the guy lining up across from me?
That's just the standard. So you just got to take it day by day. I'm going to give you my best, and I want you to always give me your best because that's the only way we're going to get better and grow as a team. So, like, without that, we don't tolerate slacking off when we're out on the field because it doesn't help either one of us at the end of the day.
Broderick, was there a moment you're able to joke about it now coming in and thinking you were going to play and kind of having that eye opener?
Yeah.
Is there a moment you remember when you realized that maybe you were in over your head, that as great of an athlete as you'd always been, that there was a lot more waiting for you here? And then secondly, when did you feel like the light went on when you really realized what you were going to have to do to become the player you become?
I knew I wasn't going to play as much when I had got hurt when I first got here. Like, so that was already out the door. You know, I was just focusing on rehabbing and getting better, just trying to get back out there with the team. You know, taking it day by day. You know, Ron, great guy. He got me back out there quickly, you know, back on my feet. And then I would say my sophomore, probably the summer of my sophomore year is probably when I just saw myself growing, like as a player on the field, you know, being able to get more reps with the ones and, you know, rotating with Jamari. That's when I probably knew like I would be able to play a little bit.
Take one more question.
Broderick, we'll get a chance to talk to Chris in a few minutes. What stands out to you the most about his leadership and just his importance on this team?
Man, Chris is, that's my guy. You know, we're from around the same area, so, you know, we just connect a little bit, you know. So, like Chris, when I first got here, you know, he wasn't as vocal. So I think that's something he's, you know, gained more confidence in being vocal on and off the field just because he is like one of those older leaders. And, you know, people listen to him. Everybody listens to Chris because he's more of a vocal leader now. So like you wouldn't expect that from him. So once he says something, it's like, oh, well, yeah, you know, like it's on now because he's already spoken up about it. So, you know, everybody, you know, he's a leader on the defense, but he also has some impact on some players on the offense too, just because of his relationships, because he's a great person. You know, he's able to communicate with people. He talks to people well. You know, he's just a respectful person. So,
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.